say, you know, hey, when LeBron comes back into the Lakers, are they a better team? I would say he's more like Magic Johnson. And by the way, you heard him say, Luis Maria sold. That's an open forward spot. Maybe Temu Pukki coming in. Could he be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Just throwing it out there.
I love that.
Little hook shot.
How many times Reynoso just got on the ball.
Yes.
He wanted the ball in every situation, over 40 touches in 25 minutes. You just got to keep feeding him the ball if you're Minnesota United.
You say best 1v1 in the league. He's got till July because Messi's coming.
Hey! Massive credit has to go to the other Minnesota United players, though. He returns to a side that's in playoff position. I mean, think about what Minnesota have done. 4 away victories. No one has more victories on the road this season than Minnesota United, so credit to Adrian Heath's side. Our games of the night. Who are we picking? Sasha?
It's Houston LAFC for me. I want to see how LAFC can react. They had a ton of chances. They couldn't get one past Brad Guzan and Atlanta United on Wednesday. Now they go into Houston, which has been a tough place to play this season. Houston has only given up 2 goals at home. They've been a good team in the heat. I want to see how LAFC can try to push the attack in Houston.
I know you're honing in on your strikers. Benteke up against Giakoumakis.
Yeah, which is lovely for any neutral watching the game. But I look at this Atlanta side and we can't deny that they're the most exciting team to watch. Whether we're disappointed in them, whether we're excited by them. They've scored second most goals in the league, conceded second most goals in the league. So you know what you're getting going into that game. It's going to be exciting. Then on the other hand, yeah, like you said, DC, they got Benteke, always a joy to watch. And I think it's going to be a great game.
Andrew, to New England. We're hoping to return to winning ways against potentially a distracted Miami team.
You're saying New England. I'm saying Miami. Any minute this team plays until Lionel Messi and friends or whatever, whoever get there, is must watch. There are 4 homegrowns in the lineup tonight for Javier Morales. That is him giving a vote to the youth. Forget the structure. They need points. As many points as they can get to prove Sasha wrong in the long run. By the way, for New England, Gustavo Bo back in the lineup. That's
big.
A huge addition for Bruce Arena.
Smells like a New England 3-0 win.
Yeah, maybe so.
Bruce Arena, 257 Major League Soccer regular season wins. Javi Mo, yet to pick up his
Bruce Arena has more MLS Cups, Shields, trophies than he has games managed. It's a little bit of a difference in experience.
Hey, this is your 360 debut.
It is.
Pumped?
Oh, I'm incredibly excited to be here with everybody at home, with you guys. Let's watch some games.
Yes. Yeah, wherever you're watching us from all around the world, we welcome you. We want you to get involved in the conversation. Hashtag MLS360. We're going to be bouncing around 12 different games, the first of which, 5 of them, getting set to kick off here in mere moments. Andrew Wiebe, Sasha Klesch, and Bradley Roy Phillips, me, Kevin Egan, Christina Uncle's here as well, and you're all with us along the journey too. Stick with us. MLS360 continues next as we get kickoffs around the ground here in Major League Soccer. Don't go anywhere.
Its potential mouth-watering, its impact momentous. The news perhaps a bit stunning, but Messi to Miami is also not for some time. At the end of one of the most monumental weeks in club history, Inter Miami, fresh off the GOAT, Lionel Messi declaring his intent to sign with the club, travel to New England Revolution. Welcome into commentary of this one on MLS Season Pass. Chris Whittingham alongside the former U.S. Women's National Teamer Lori Lindsay. Inter Miami coming in, having lost 5 in a row in the league, although they did progress to the U.S. Open Cup semifinal and midweek. And they'll want to pick up some points before the arrival of their new World Cup winner. Gillette Stadium is the venue, and the home side tonight will look like this. One change from the team that drew 0-0 last Saturday against NYCFC, with Gustavo Bo making his first start since April 9th.
Yeah, and it's not surprising that they're sticking with this 3-back. They got a clean sheet in their last game versus NYCFC, and this is a New England team that's still looking for a bit more stability defensively. So Romney, Farrell, their leadership is going to be key. Boateng, Jones, they will have the freedom to get forward, but they will also be expected to help to provide some coverage defensively as well. And then up top, Bo, Wood. What does this partnership look like? We know that Wood will look to stretch the game with Bo filling in underneath and ultimately looking to link up with Carlos Hill. And
meanwhile, for Inter Miami, Javier Morales in just his second match in charge makes 3 changes from their last league match against DC United. No Kamal Miller out due to a red card. The headline, 4 academy players in the starting lineup.
Yeah, and specifically, they're young in the midfield, so that means they're going to have to be disciplined with their positioning from the start. Krizov and McVeigh, they'll anchor the team defensively, with Noah Allen making his first start of the season at left back. And then up top, Martinez, the lone striker, he'll lead the line, but it's going to be Stefanelli and Jean looking to join in the attack with him.
As we can now get to our players to watch, presented by RBC Wealth Management, proud partner of Major League Soccer. And for New England, their goalkeeper, George Petrovic, has been sensational.
Yeah, he has certainly been fantastic all season long. Arguably the best goalkeeper in Major League Soccer, and he's come up big when they needed him. This is a New England team that have struggled in recent games defensively, but he's been the stabilizing presence, whether it's a huge save, whether it's commanding in the box, he's done it all, and they're going to need that presence, and another strong performance from him tonight.
That save from Pereira was absolutely extraordinary last time out. And meanwhile, for Miami, Josef Martinez, they're trying to get more out of the attack, and they turn to their number 17.
Yeah, it's certainly been an up-and-down start to the season for him. He's still very much looking for his goal-scoring form. Only 3 goals, 1 assist on the season so far. But regardless if he's finding the back of the net, he is a constant threat in and around the box with his movement, with his ability to stay calm in front of the goal, and they're going to need that from him tonight if they want to get a result, find the back of the net away from home.
And Josef Martinez is our RBC Wealth Management player to watch, presented by RBC Wealth Management, proud partner of Major League Soccer. The eyes of the sporting country, the sporting world, have been on Inter Miami this week, with Lionel Messi declaring his intention to sign for the club in this transfer window upcoming. But tonight, they travel to take on New England Revolution away from home. Kickoff is on the way. Mukhtar. With some space, has gone beyond Martinez and he's in. Hadi Mukhtar! You cannot give him that kind of chance!
Lindo pase para Cucho. ¡Qué golazo!
Tentative de fixer la frappe de Caracas! Magnifique frappe, il fixe Duke. This is the head-to-head presented by GMC. We are professional grade. And Lori, they're with New England a couple weeks ago in Philadelphia. Going into that game, they had only conceded 10 goals in their last 5. They've given up 10 goals, struggling a little bit defensively, albeit coming off a clean sheet against NYCFC last time out.
Yeah, certainly, and I think that's something that Miami needs to take note of. They're coming off of a big Open Cup win midweek. So ride that momentum away from home and look to see if they can use Martinez and his movement in and around the box to steal some points.
Bruce Arena in charge of his 538th MLS match tonight for New England Revolution. There you see his record in his 5th year in charge. His opposite number is Javier Morales in his 2nd match in charge in Major League Soccer. Just the 536 matches between them. Bruce Arena, one of the most experienced coaches in the league, and Morales has taken over at a very busy time ahead of the game against DC, with only a couple days before his first match. Told us yesterday he's only had 3 training sessions so far. He's been in charge for a week and a half, but because of the fixture congestion, it's been difficult to fully get his messages across. But he will do his best in interim charge of this Inter Miami side. And tonight, begins something of a new era, albeit without Messi just yet. They pay a visit to New England Revolution. And Miami into an Open Cup semifinal, their first ever Open Cup semifinal, traveling to take on FC Cincinnati come that time in August. But it's back to work in the league. Will they want to pick up some points? Without a win in their last 5 straight defeats. Same though is the case for New England Revolution. They have picked up the 3 draws in that period as well, including last time out against NYCFC. New York City going down to 10 men in stoppage time of that game, but George Petrovic having to come up with save after save on that night. Miami coming off a 2-1 defeat against DC United last time out in the league on a Saturday night in Fort Lauderdale when Kamal Miller got sent off after 7 minutes. As Jose Martinez will try the long-distance effort, and it's not too far away. Trying to beat George Petrovic into that bottom left corner, and Martinez, an early look at it.
Well, you can see Latif Blessing putting his hand up for the poor giveaway right in the middle of the field. Gramaski picks it off and then looks for Martinez right away. And that's not a bad look from the striker early on in this game, looking to see if you can just bend it away from Petrovic. And those are the moments that Inter Miami are going to have to look for in this game, especially with the experience that New England has in the midfield. You expect them to have a lot of possession centrally.
Miami getting the goal from Nicolas Stefanelli against Birmingham Legion on Wednesday night. USL Championship side, one of the two that are remaining in the Open Cup competition at the quarterfinal stage. But Miami about getting that job done. It's shoulder into the chest there of Serhii Krivtsov, the Ukrainian center back for Inter Miami, results in a free kick to the visiting side.
And just early on, Chris, just looking at Inter Miami and their setup, we thought it was going to be a strict 4-2-3-1, but I think at times this is going to look like a flat back five, just to give themselves a little bit more security defensively, knowing that New England does have the likes of Heel and Bowen Wood up top. That triangle can be deadly when they get on the ball.
Bay trying to go long. One in the air there by Dave Romney, who remains ever present in this New England side. Gustavo Bo trying to hook it forward. He's played just 36 minutes since picking up an injury on April 9th. His first start since that day. Bo is such a key part of this New England side that are still without some key contributors. Noel Buck absent in the midfield tonight. Still no Dylan Borrero, who's out for the season with a torn ACL. No Henry Kessler as well in that back line, but still some key contributors coming back into the fold. Bruce Arena's side. It's interesting with both sides, Lowry, from a tactical point of view. Maybe Miami would be in a 4, New England would be in a 5, but at times it's almost looked the opposite. As Kremaski can get going forward, Yedlin doing well to win, and making the run as well. There's no Allen. His first start of the year for Inter Miami.
Yeah, Chris, regardless of what formation each of these teams are in, it is going to come down to that midfield battle and who can get in control of this game. With the experience that New England has, Heel, Polster, Blessing, those players that can control a game, keep possession. And against the young Inter Miami team, due to a lot of injuries, having to field some homegrowns in the middle of the park. Can they have a good intensity to start this game here at home?
Two of them combining their fray for Allen. His low service is into the penalty area, but the offside flag coming up against the left wing back. Noah Allen in his first start that you see there just drifting off on that return ball from Frey. Allen tore his MCL in preseason, made a couple of substitute appearances, and started as well with the Inter Miami 2 side in MLS Next Pro, and now good to go from the start here. He is in for the injured Franco Negri, who misses the game in concussion protocol. Farrell for Jones. Gave it away there. Allen putting the challenge in. He felt like he played it off the right wing back on the night for New England. On Jones. He's done such admirable work the last few seasons at left back, but with Brandon Bai out due to an injury, Jones moving to his more favored right foot, playing up and down on this right. Makoun and Boateng now the axis on the left, and Makoun trying to flick it towards Boateng, but the Venezuelan and former Inter Miami defender carrying it out of play for a throw. Makoun part of that initial build in 2020, the first year for Miami. From Juventus Primavera, the academy side, Juve, Italian Serie A. John up there for Joseph Martinez, who awaits the challenge there of Latif Blessing and earns his side a free kick.
Yeah, and a bit of a sloppy and slow start to these opening 5-6 minutes of this game, and I think Miami will be happy with it, just keeping everything in front of them defensively, looking to see if they can use Martinez as an outlet in a few different occasions. These are the moments, if you're New England, needing to get a win. We've had some slow starts recently outside of that Atlanta game away from home when they got the opening goal in like the first 10 seconds from Carlos Gil. Need to get a hold of this game and increase the intensity to really put Inter Miami under some pressure.
Polster trying to thread the needle, but Stefanelli in the way. And again, Stefanelli in the way on the ball from Polster. This time, carrying forward. On for Ian Frey. Corentin Jean in space. He plays him a nice pass. Jean on the edge of the area, chipped up towards Stefanelli. He's helped it on, but didn't quite catch it. Now there's space for Gil, and there's space for Gustavo Bo. The two designated players combining, and now Bo is barreling in on goal. Gustavo Bo and Gil beats the resistance there of Miami, who did well to get back. And now Jones for the second phase of this attack. The crowd on hand tonight at Gillette Stadium. See their side pick up a win. Cross gets served into the penalty area. Not seen their New England Revolution too much in recent times. 5 of their last 6 matches in the league away from home. As Jones tries to get the meeting there of Allen, who put the challenge in, and it will be a corner to New England. Allen feeling like he came off the New England defender, but it'll be a set-piece opportunity for the Revs.
Here's that last challenge, and this all starts off of a little transitional moment from New England, and the commitment for Miami to get back defensively, get numbers behind the ball is what they're going to need throughout this game, because that's where New England can be most dangerous.
As the corner gets swung in, we'll come to the back stick here to Farrell, and now Bobby Wood, or rather Bono, line up ahead, and it's not too far away, putting it just beyond the post of Drake Callender.
Well, they keep this alive, New England, off the set piece, and as Farrell just finds Wood on top of the box, unmarked. You see the late challenges trying to come in, just pulls it wide, and his bow, the top of the box. Not a bad hit, but knows he has to hit the frame from that distance, especially with the ability to be able to take a first touch. No one closes him down. Just cuts across it, sends it wide.
Frey. A natural center back, but playing in midfield tonight. So many midfield options out for Miami. No Gregory, no Jacques Mota, not even Dixon Arroyo, who was brought in towards the end of the transfer window. He picked up an injury in that game against DC. So many options missing. So it's Frey and Ruiz, a pair of academy players. His advantage awarded. Yedlin now spots Jean in space. Corentin Jean now will take the strike on himself and try to beat Petrovic at his near post, but handled well by the Serbian.
And those are the areas that Miami can look for all game. Just outside the back three for New England. Going to see if they can find some space and then serve the balls in. And with Martinez's movement in the box, it could be a dangerous opportunity. The question will be for Miami, just throughout the run of play, do they have somebody that can stretch in behind? If not, they will have to use those wide areas to look to get in beyond.
Now Wood. Up on here for Boateng, controls by the corner flag. Daniel Boateng, who's seen an increased role, started the last 6 matches as it's on there from heel, but Bobby Wood wasn't ready to run onto it. And we'll come to the Miami goalkeeper Callender. Boateng had to be strong on that left side. In for Dylan Borrero. He's got 3 assists to his name to go with the 1 goal. Trusted player by Bruce Arena down the years. Another Galaxy player. Now Callender. Waiting and waiting. Eventually playing out to Krivtsov. Ruiz. Placed on here for Kremaski. Finding some spaces here, early stages, but wasn't the right ball for me. US-Argentina dual international.
And that's the area that's let Miami down as of late. It's just that final pass, being able, they have the runners, but being able to find and complete that final pass to really punish teams defensively.
Subject of players playing bigger roles than might have been expecting. Kremaski, certainly one of them, has started the last 8 matches in the league. Feature much in the early stages of the season, just 18 years of age. Coming through the Inter Miami Academy. big steps through MLS Next, the MLS Next Cup, MLS Next All-Stars, Inter Miami 2, signing a homegrown deal and all of a sudden finding himself a regular in his starting lineup.
One of those players, Chris, that you mentioned in the lineups is asked to play a big role with the injuries, particularly in the midfield. And so far, positioning, they've gotten it right defensively in this game. We're going to have to be disciplined amongst the New England midfield three, and the interchange that we'll see, likely Bo drop deep at times with Heel getting beyond, and who's communicating that is going to be key.
Lovely dummy there from Bo, and now Jones with Bo beyond him. Ahead of Allen, gets across away. Heel to try and control. Leaves it for Boateng. Still New England press on. Chips into the area. Carlos Heel away from Chris McVeigh. And further still by Jean. Kremaski strongly winning it, and now Stefanelli can break. 3v3 in the attack at the moment. Stefanelli with Joseph and Kremaski. Stefanelli stopping, playing with Joseph Martinez, and now Frey, the challenge from behind him. Arriving there from Matt Polster. You can see there, maybe at times struggling to find the ideas in that vital moment.
Well, it's good work defensively for New England, the commitment to get back. But as we've already spoke about, just a lack of ideas, the width going forward, or somebody that can get beyond and really stretch the back line for New England, allows them to get numbers back, keep everything in front of them.
Krivtsov trying to go long in behind. That might have been seen as a point to attack for Miami. We were here a couple weeks ago when Chicago Fire found some success over the top as McVeigh is in the way on that ball in towards Bo. Now Kremaski hitting behind Noah Allen, and now New England to go forward again. Jones running at McVeigh, little dink in towards Heel, but Krivtsov sweeping up the danger. Out for a throw.
And we're already seeing what Gustavo Bo can bring to the front line, just working off of wood, looking for the little interchanges with Carlos Heel centrally. His movement has already been excellent in this first 15 minutes or so, just to look to see if he can cause trouble for that Miami back line. Freeing up Carlos Heel and then Wood centrally.
Cross in from Makun, overhit away for the goal kick. These two teams did meet just 4 weeks ago at Drive Pink Stadium. Was actually Inter Miami's last win in MLS. 2-1 for Miami on the day. Bruce Arena after the match calling these sides start to that game disgraceful after Miami took an early lead through David Ruiz. Eventually getting the winning goal on the night from Joseph Martinez in his best patch of the season. Here's Jean. DeAndre Yedlin. Interesting, the experience of the team having to provide the stability basis for this group of teenagers and 20-year-olds that surround them. Frey representing the oldest of the academy bunch. At 20 years of age, you do see some fans heading for the exits here as some rain is starting to fall down here at Gillette Stadium. Seeking some cover, some of these supporters. It's been on and off today here in Foxborough. Chillier of a weekend than one comes to expect in June.
Especially for you, Miami boy, packing just his shorts and t-shirts for this trip.
52 degrees last night.
You needed a parka.
I did. There's Matt Polster.
I'm only laughing because you know that I've made the same mistake earlier.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
And you wouldn't let me forget it.
No.
Sleeveless in May.
In Philadelphia. Bold choice. Duan Jones. Chopping in front of Allen and playing on for Gustavo Bo. Gets round Frey. Gets round Allen. Gustavo Bo's cutback is cut out by David Ruiz. Nice cameo though. Stefanelli gets back to his feet after temporarily slipping. And clipped there by Duan Jones. It's the Ukrainian referee, Serhiy Boyko, who gives the free kick.
Well, it's certainly a foul, but you like the positioning of New England, just getting numbers forward. You see Polster attempting initially, and the slip from Stefanelli that allows him to bite, and then Jones coming in underneath. But that's the pressure that New England's going to want to see if they can lock Miami in higher up the field.
Pair of Ukrainians on the field, and Boyko, the referee, and Krivtsov, the center back for Inter Miami. Both arriving ahead of this season. Polster trying to win it back for New England in midfield, and now Ian Frey. Breaking lines to find Nico Stefanelli, challenging from experienced Andrew Farrell. McVeigh putting it out to touch. Farrell, who leads Major League Soccer in minutes since coming into the league in 2013, was the first pick in the college draft. Recently eclipsed 30,000 in Revolution minutes. Fans staying in the stadium are attempting to make a noise as that ball out towards Jones. There's a bit too much on it.
Yeah, and this is what the rain's going to present, is just a bit more of a slippery surface. The ball's going to skid. So for New England, when they do have the bouts of possession, that ball from Latif Blessing, can he play to the feet of Jones? Make sure that they take care of it and not allow for these easy turnovers for Miami.
First league match for Inter Miami on turf. Did play artificial surface on Wednesday night in the Open Cup. Ruiz just trying to get rid. Does eventually find the outlet with Jean. Joseph Martinez and Stefanelli. Touch away from the trouble, but helps it on nicely there for Martinez. And Noah Allen into the penalty, returns towards Martinez, but a bit too much on it. Wasn't that right bent ball into Joseph, who screams towards the heavens as the service did not arrive at his doorstep.
Well, Martinez has already been involved in the attacks for Miami. Starts this play, then gets it back. Initially to be able to play the ball out wide. You can see the frustration though, and it's the final pass that we've already talked about a few times in this first half, Chris, that has let Miami down. Good attack so far, especially when they pick off the ball in their own attacking half. Just can't finish the play.
Miami were 6th in the MLS Eastern Conference when they beat New England about a month ago, now finding themselves bottom. Back on track here. Of course, in the intervening period, sacking manager Phil Neville. Morales in charge as Bo trying to make that run in behind. The overhit. Neville, who was announced yesterday, will be assistant manager with the Canadian men's national team as they head to the Nations League and Gold Cup this summer. Right back to work for the former Miami skipper, and there is Morales in charge, who would have previous with a lot of the academy players, who was an academy coach in the first few years of Inter Miami's existence. His son, Santi, is in the academy. Making a step up to first team assistant this year. Taking over at this time. Still the interim though is here. Finds DeJuan Jones in plenty of space. He's got to pick the right option now. Fires it across, and Drake Callender collecting coolly. Hanging on to that fisting cross.
Well, this is a player that you want on the ball. Carlos Heel right through the middle, and then finds Jones out wide. But you see the commitment for Miami to get back, get numbers in the box, make it difficult, and the only ball that's available is for Jones to fire that across, and it's Callender that collects that all day long. Both teams just struggling to find that final pass or be a bit more patient in the build-up once they get in and around the box.
As Heel was caught there. Heel, who has at times been a vocal critic of the lack of protection he gets from the officials. A little bit of a late one there from Ruiz. Heel, who has been in solid form again, trying to find Jones around the corner. Just couldn't quite with his magical left foot. Now Stefanelli sent Jean on his way. Makun was making sure by getting rid before the Frenchman could get onto it. Fans, don't forget you can see New England Revolution back in action next week against Orlando City at 7:30 p.m. on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. Remember, you can go to MLSsoccer.com/tickets or watch here on MLS Season Pass. Serena putting the cap on. The rain starting here at Gillette. As you mentioned, not a lot of home games for New England this recent period. Next 3 in this building. Home match against Orlando, then home against Toronto. They're not back on the road until the 1st of July. This month at home. Full weeks of training in between matches that has not been in full supply in recent times. As Allen tried to play it first time in towards Stefanelli. Ball now rolling with real pace as the surface gets slicker. A light rain now falling here in Foxborough.
Well, that's something that New England has to take advantage of, having the full week off.
Frey drifting through beyond Farrell, the full turn on it. And for the skill moves there, Ian Frey. Not at all looking like a converted center back, but just didn't come off for him at the vital moment.
Yeah, Frey trying to get into the mix himself out of that deep lying midfield role, but this is something that New England has to take advantage of, having a full week of training, being able to be back at home for their next 3 matches, and Miami coming off a big win, so they will have some momentum behind them, but a big win and a road trip midweek in the Open Cup against Birmingham. So having to travel, having to play on turf, and found it difficult to be able to find any results as of late in league play.
Challenge in there from Blessing results in a free kick, and here's Frey, full 360 in the penalty area.
Cut off the New England defenders off guard.
The free kick does go Miami's way. New England so good at home this season, have yet to lose. A couple of draws in their last few home games. Playing a 3-3 against Chicago Fire. Started a 3-match week. Here's Farrell. Resistance there of both Frey and Stefanelli, and frustrated there at the lack of options. Makoun. Boateng having to sprint back just to provide an option, and now New England will go all the way back to goalkeeper Petrovic. Midnight Riders and the rebellion in full voice in the end behind Petrovic in this first half. Martinez. The offside flag will come up against Joseph Martinez.
Well, just
he's
watching,
showing a few signs of frustration, isn't he?
Yeah, he certainly is, because they are doing a good job defensively, and you can see that that is the game plan coming in under Morales, is to lock things down defensively and then look for the moments where they can pick off balls and then play through Martinez. It's just that final pass that we've mentioned that has let them down, not being able to find space in behind or a little combination play that really draws out the back line or the back 3 for New England. But on the other side for New England, they got to start moving the ball quicker, finding those options centrally. You see Polster, you see Blessing have to get on the ball more, because you know Heel's going to drift. He's going to find those spaces out wide. So Blessing, Polster have to find those moments when they can move the ball a bit quicker.
Heel finds Polster in that space, comes inside, Yedlin, penalty! DeAndre Yedlin stepping inside of Matt Polster, who made the run from deep lying midfield. Well found by Heel. It's a spot kick to New England Revolution.
Well, this is the exact movement we're talking about from the midfield. This time it's Polster that gets beyond, because Heel had dropped deep. Heel's the one that plays this ball, just threads it straight to the middle. Polster does enough with that first touch to get beyond, and then it's Yedlin that comes in late, trying to make the challenge. But well done for Polster to get a foot to that second touch and draw the foul. And it's certainly a penalty kick in the favor of New England.
And it is Carles Heel with ball in hand. taken New England's only penalty this season in a 4-0 win over CF Montreal. And will now stare down Drake Callender.
Yeah, Chris, this is how you pull out a stingy defense for Miami that's just setting up in a low block, is have those movement, the rotation centrally. Well done from Polster and Heel just to rotate and then be able to lead to this penalty kick.
And after the referee did consult with the VAR, Daniel Radford, it is confirmation of a penalty to New England Revolution for DeAndre Yedlin's challenge on Matt Polster, and it's Heel now to step up to the spot, looking for a team-leading goal number 6 on the year. And here is Carles Heel against Drake. Callender sends him the wrong way, and the former league MVP has sent New England Revolution off and running.
Well, it's Carles Heel that starts this play with the initial pass, and then he finishes it by burying this penalty kick. And it's just so calm. Just tucks it into the near post, comes across his body, sends Callender the other way, puts his team up 1-0 in his 6th of the season. And he certainly has been the heart and soul of this attack for New England, and exactly what they need to get back on track here at home.
And it is New England in front. Heel putting together another fantastic season. 6 goals, 5 assists, was player of the match day for his performance against Atlanta United. Scored 23 seconds into the game and a second half stoppage time equalizer in their 3-3 against the Five Stripes of Atlanta United. New England finding that early goal here.
And an important goal that it is, because now it's going to force Miami to have to come out of that deeper block that we've seen them in, getting numbers behind the ball. And then that's when New England comes alive. When the game starts to stretch, they can hit you in transitional moments, especially with Heel and his ability to roam, find the space, and then Bow and Wood up top be able to stretch the game.
Skill on that far side there. Kramaski losing out, and Ruiz taking a healthy chunk out of Latif Blessing on that far side. Ruiz getting a talking to from the referee. New England want to get started quickly, but here is that free kick.
Well, initially it's great work from Boateng to keep this ball alive, and then the late challenge from Ruiz as Blessing had read it well on that far side.
Start to see the difference with Carles Heel back in the side. Missed the game due to injury and then came on as a sub in a game against Chicago, and it was instant impact. Such a key figure, not just for New England, but in Major League Soccer. Up at the top of chances created. As Corentin Jean goes down to the far side, that was not contact, and that looks ugly. New England playing on for the moment. Bo trying to get inside. Heel laying off for Polster. And Polster having a hit. And sailing over. Will be a corners. It did take a deflection, but real concern for Corentin Jean. You heard the screams by our pitch side microphones. There was no contact in that whatsoever. Something in his leg just went. Immediately tended to by the medical staff. Corentin Jean is in real pain here. Frenchman who joined midway through last season. Struggled with injury during his time in Miami, but now getting a run in the team. Some genuine pain here. So sort of as he arrives there to close down Boateng, just goes down.
Yeah, and you hate to see that from a player individually, and then also just the amount of injuries that Miami is already dealing with. Have another player go down in agony that we're seeing Jean currently in.
Javier Morales' concern, you see the Inter Miami substitutes being put through their paces. Harvey Neville, Robert Taylor, Israel Boatwright. The trainers testing the stability, that left leg of Corentin Jean. I was on commentary on Wednesday night for Real Salt Lake and LA Galaxy, and there was a similar moment with Chicharito Hernandez, who went over. It was during an attack. He had the ball, fell over in the middle of it without any contact whatsoever, and it was revealed after that he had torn his ACL. Obviously not suggesting that's what happened there to Corentin Jean, but obviously those are the most dangerous when injuries come at the result, at the end of non-contact situations.
And just the pain that he is clearly in, still down on that far side.
And it does look like Robert Taylor is being summoned to come on for him, as the medical team will now bring out stretcher. Yeah, just getting the final instructions from the technical staff there. The Finn Robert Taylor can play as both a wide attacker and a wing back. As let's have another look at the incident sort of from further away, and you can see he goes to close down sort of that one plant there with his left foot, and just went from there. Stefanelli making sure his teammate is okay. Genuine concern for the Frenchman. He will be carried off here, head in hands. Round of applause from the Revolution supporters. Corentin Jean looks like he knows that it's serious. And now Robert Taylor will enter the game for him, presumably into that right-sided position. We'll see if that does change at all the shape of it, but obviously hoping for the best for Corentin Jean. He's carried off here on 34 minutes. Before that, it was a corner. Long distance effort deflected, his heel swings it in. The header comes on, and it's the second goal. And it's Polster. Insult to injury for Inter Miami, as quickly New England Revolution double the lead.
Well, it's a huge goal. Coming at this time after Miami suffers an injury. You talk about the stoppage in play. Who can bounce back? Who can stay turned on? And Polster just rises above. It's a fantastic delivery from Carlos Gil. And you see the players around Polster. He just rises above, times it perfectly. Almost looks like it comes off his shoulder in the end, but just tucks it to the far post. Doesn't even have to make much contact with it because it's such a good delivery from Gil. Just to redirect it to the far post and put them up 2-0, and it's just gut-wrenching for Miami to concede at that moment.
And Matt Polster getting his first goal of the year. And New England Revolution now comfortably in front 10 minutes before the break. A great start for Bruce Arena's side in search of their first win in 6. Juwan Jones in the week still laying down the marker. They believe they can compete for MLS Cup, particularly once they get all their players back fit. Top 4 in the East as it stands right now. Here's Frey. Miami now losing a key player to injury and now down by 2-0.
Those are always the toughest to concede. Talk about the stoppages in play, 5 minutes after goals, 5 minutes after injuries. New England does such a good job of right off of the set piece. after Miami making the substitution from the injury of Jean, just capitalizing, and now it's about continuing to find ways to punish Miami here at home. Talked about intensity coming into this game, setting the tone.
Krebaski for Joseph Martinez, who couldn't quite get it to Ruiz. See how New England managed this lead. Presumes there will be chances on the break. Yedlin comes off of Boateng last and out for the throw. Here's Wood. Tug of the shirt there from Ruiz, but advantage given. Gravesall getting something on it. Deflected there off of Wood, fortuitously from a Miami point of view.
And right now for Miami, it's about finding moments of where they can keep possession, slow things down for themselves, and then work the ball through so they get more numbers into the attack. We saw early on some decent ideas to try to find Martinez, but just not enough numbers going forward, looking to stretch the game. So now that, can they have one eye on defending, not allowing New England to increase this lead, but also taking care of the ball, looking to work and find more numbers into the attack.
Stefanelli doing well to negotiate the ball under pressure. Yedlin carrying forward. On for Taylor. Take the cross first time. As here with Ian Frey. Joseph Martinez. Noah Allen. On for Ian Frey. Playing it in behind it towards Taylor. The challenge in from behind there from Boateng. Not beat the initial read, but step quickly to poke it away for the corner.
Well, and that's what Robert Taylor, the substitute, can bring to Miami, is those ability to get in beyond, look for those runs, for his teammates to be able to feather the ball in behind, stretch the game a little bit. A willing runner on that far side. Need to utilize him in the build-up, but also in the final third.
Stefanelli. And the crossover, McVay waiting for it, header to the area, but the whistle went first. I believe it was Krivtsov who put the challenge in that referee Boyko gives against Inter Miami, and a free kick to New England in their own area.
But it's a good response from Miami, getting into the attack, getting numbers higher up the field, earning the corner kick, and then ultimately having numbers in an area that they can look to see if they can pull one back in this game in the first 45. Exactly what you want from this Inter Miami team if you're Morales.
England moving to a different tactical setup with their injuries in recent times. Back three tonight. Plenty of numbers in the essential defensive position, so it is on for them, but they prefer to play with a four. Injury to Bai. Exchanging that little bit. It's cheaply given away there by Polster. Now Stefanelli can get charging forward. Stefanelli, the hero in the Open Cup in midweek. This is not for Krebaski, who has to get rounded and tries just to send it back into the area. But couldn't get his foot wrapped around it, and it goes into side netting. You can see continued frustration there for Joseph Martinez.
Yeah, I think, you know, Joseph Martinez being one of the leaders, the more experienced players on this team, just needs to keep his cool, stay calm if possible, knowing that his team is set up defensively in good positions. This is a number of times that they picked off the balls in those central areas, so they're creating opportunities, but they have to be able to use him as an outlet and also understand that they're going to have to work themselves back into this game through some patience and ability to keep the ball at times higher up the field. And that's going to involve him in those areas in and around the box.
As now Jones is running in behind this Miami defense. Low cross towards Boateng. The comeback towards him is overhit. It does come for Jones. Chance still on. Bow firing. And the deflection in from Ian Frey, but DeJuan Jones got in behind.
Transition moments. New England so good. Get numbers forward. A ball across from Jones. That's just difficult for Callender to be able to get onto. It takes a little bit of a spin with the rain. Finds the likes of Boateng on that far side, and not the ball that Boateng would have wanted to cross back and across the 6-yard box.
Now Bo. Carried by the corner flag. Harry here by Noah Allen, who does concede the throw. Curious how long Gustavo Bo gets a run out tonight. Came on for a 15-minute sub appearance against NYCFC last time out. A bit surprised to see his name in the starting 11. Leagues Cup 2023 kicks off on July the 21st. Learn more and get tickets at leaguescup.com. All 47 teams in MLS and Liga MX entering one tournament. Miami playing on opening night of that competition against Cruz Azul. Around the time that they will be on Lionel Messi watch. The league confirming this week that Messi extended himself as the challenge in from behind there from Frey, breaking up a promising attack, and it will be the game's first yellow card to Ian Frey.
Well, New England certainly building themselves into this game and increasing the tempo at which they attack in, making it difficult for Miami to be able to get players back. And Ruiz just showing a little frustration as well. He knows it's a yellow card. Trying to track back, make a play defensively, and just slow things down. It's always going to be difficult if you're Miami now, chasing the game, having to come out of that defensive posture to be able to try to find at least a goal that's going to cut this lead in half.
Miami giving away that last goal from the corner. They lead MLS in goals conceded from set pieces. They'll try not to do it again here. Boateng sailing in behind Drake Callender's goal. Out for the goal kick. Manuel Boateng. Talked to you, Lori Lindsay, out of this one about Messi's arrival, and boon it is for everyone around Major League Soccer. Excitement will be coming perhaps to a stadium near you as Jones comes forward. Plenty of excitement here tonight for the Revs fans. Heel on the step-overs. Get a second bite at it. Laid off here for the score of the second goal poster. Too much of it there at Ian Frey. Carry forward. Couldn't find Stefanelli there. Now Jones getting behind McVeigh. The challenge coming in. And McVeigh getting too much there of DeJuan Jones. A free kick in a promising area. And yet another yellow card. Jones went into Miami player. First Frey, now McVeigh.
Well, it's excellent recognition from Jones to understand where the space is. McVeigh had been drug out defensively to try to cover Jones, who had pinched in, and then just the one-time big touch in behind from Jones that allows him to get a foot on McVeigh, ultimately pull him down for the yellow card. And better build up. Blessing coming in underneath to help defensively to start that play. And all around right now in New England, after that second goal, starting to fire on all cylinders, increasing the tempo, and it's made it difficult for Miami to get out of their own defensive half.
Yet another set-piece opportunity. Heel. Playing towards that back post. It's a claim and a catch. Callender, who has been so good for Inter Miami this season, will join up after this game with the U.S. men's national team as confirmation of a minimum of 5 minutes at the end of this first half. Callender, who will feature for PJ Callahan's side. The Nations League. We expect Matt Turner in goal, but Callender part of the 23. Turner, of course, the former New England goalkeeper, now plying his trade with Arsenal in the Premier League. 3 big sails last year from New England to Europe. Stefanelli now will try and get there, but too much on it there for Noah Allen, and more signs of frustration for this Miami side.
And right now for Miami, halftime can't come quick enough because there's going to be moments where they can look to suck out New England defensively and create those little 1-2s. But it's about staying calm, connecting your passes. If it's not on, switch the point of play, look to find the space on the outside of the 3-backs for New England on the other side, and then attack with numbers. But right now, just too easy to giveaways in their final third, and then it just leads to frustration. You see the heads flopping, hands thrown up in the air. Not at all what you want from Miami after a big win in the quarterfinals at Open Cup midweek.
Stefanelli trying to return it in towards Joseph Martinez, but Romney was in the way. Now Jones. Came back from heel, but just couldn't control it. That timing ever so slightly off since the rain came down a little bit. A slicker surface. Yedlin. Trying to go long up towards Taylor, who came on as a sub for Corentin Jean. Now McVeigh. And Ruiz letting it run. Nice flick there from Robert Taylor down the line. Can he get the next ball right? David Ruiz with the step overs to steady himself to shoot. He goes over. Half-hearted appeals for a penalty there, but the referee unmoved, leaving feeling the need to wave away.
Well, he did have Allen on the far side, just not sure if he saw him. It's just too slow.
He'll thread it in towards Bo, but a deflection on it, and now McVeigh carrying forward. Stefanelli. Miami in search of a goal before halftime. Trying to get themselves back into it. Conceding a penalty. Converted by Carles Gil, and then Gil turning provider. Matt Polster's second. Ruiz. And Stefanelli. Maski edge of the area. Back for Joseph. And Frey for McVeigh and Joseph. Now Noah Allen. Kremaski. And Stefanelli interchanging the strike from Kremaski. On the volley there is straight at Petrovic.
Well, that's much better for Miami. Just patience, probing, looking for those moments. Quick little combination on top of the box, and then it's a quick release from Kremaski. Just sees it straight to Petrovic in the end. But much better from Miami, and something to build off of late in these minutes of the first half and going into the second.
Here's Polster. And Gil. And Boateng. Final seconds of this first half, which has been a profitable one for New England. Get back to winning ways. Some distance off conference leaders Cincinnati. Petrovic. Crowd is chanting, "Where is Messi?" Coming to their aid tonight. Here's some Stefanelli. And there is the halftime whistle. Struggles for Inter Miami, but New England comfortably in front at the interval. Carles Gil converting the penalty, won by Matt Polster. Matt Polster converting the cross sent in by Carles Gil from a corner. Miami lose Corentin Jean to injury, and they're losing by 2-0 at halftime. Welcome to the halftime report presented by Audi. Your score at the interval is New England Revolution 2, Inter Miami 0. As we can now take you through the highlights of that first half. Chris Whittingham, Lori Lindsay here taking you through this one in Miami. Trying to get some chances early. Joseph Martinez putting that one wide of George Petrovic's goal, but New England would start to come forward and press on. DeJuan Jones picking up in the penalty area. His ball driven across, handled there by Drake Callender. And then here would be the first goal. DeAndre Yedlin taking out Matt Polster will result in a penalty.
Yeah, and Carlos Hill would start this with that ball into the Polster. Polster brought down, and then Carlos Hill will finish it off. Just tucks it into the near post, closes his hips at the last second. Pass Callender, sending him the wrong way. And that would put them up 1-0, and then they wouldn't look back from this moment. And then Courtney Jean would go down with an injury, and then immediately after the substitution, corner kick from Carlos Hill, great delivery. Polster just rises above, sends that one to the far post, makes it 2-0.
And Matt Polster getting his first goal of the year. Miami would try and get one before the break. Kramaski interchanging with Stefanelli. His volley straight at Petrovic.
Yeah, this is something that Miami is going to have to keep an eye on in terms of being able to build off of. Having possession, looking to see if they can lull New England to sleep to get some of these goals back.
And Miami 2-0 down at the break. What stands out to you about this, Lori?
Yeah, New England, in terms of the possession, I think we're going to see more of that in this second half. And can they continue to find that tempo to be able to pull Inter Miami out, especially as they look to come out of that defensive shape, and then New England have opportunities going forward in those transitional moments.
And New England, when going forward, this is how they would look. It's fairly evenly split. DeJuan Jones getting good work down that right, Boateng down that left.
Yeah, not surprising. They've been most successful when they do utilize those wing backs of Jones and Boateng and look to serve balls in for the late runners. And something to keep an eye on for New England going in, especially in those transitional moments that we've talked about where they've been at their best.
And when we return, we'll have a bit more about Lionel Messi on his way down to Miami, and we'll tell you a little bit more about what Major League Soccer is doing during Pride Month. Lori Lindsay is prominently featured coming up next year on the Halftime Report. New England 2, Miami 0 at the interval. Welcome back to the Halftime Report presented by Audi. New England 2, Miami 0 at the break here. Heel and Polster with the goals. June is Pride Month, and tonight in Foxborough, it's Pride Night. Let's hear more about how MLS supports and embraces Pride, including the story from the broadcast partner, Lori Lindsay.
feel incredibly grateful for my journey, given that it has been smooth. I have a lesbian mom. I saw this role model who is living their truth every single day, and my goodness, I cannot tell you how powerful that is.
Being an ally to the LGBTQIA+ community wasn't really a choice for me. I really kind of got involved because I saw a community being marginalized, and all I wanted to do was stand up, be on the right side of history, and just lend my voice to a cause that needs more attention.
Being an ally is really important because it's something that provides visibility to people who might not get that.
For me, it's really about giving back, but also paying forward and really being an understanding about the people that have come before me.
When you look around and you see all of the things going on in our country right now, it's important for everyone to stand up and get involved.
I feel very blessed that I'm part of a team that welcomes everyone and that embraces everyone for their different beliefs and values.
Soccer has the ability to bring people from every walk of life. When you walk through stadium gates and you're cheering on your team, the only thing that should matter is the passion for the game on the field.
It's about looking at ourselves and what we're doing, and when we're misstepping, when can we improve, and then again, know better and then do better. Yeah, I love it, and you love hearing Brad and Zarek speak up and be allies, and just the countless people behind the scenes at Major League Soccer that continue to make this environment inclusive, not only in the month of June, but all year round.
Proud to be a part of Pride Month here at Major League Soccer, and proud to be an ally of my good friend and broadcast partner, Lori Lindsay. Now, the big story in MLS this week is Lionel Messi declaring his intent to sign with Inter Miami. The statement from MLS: we are pleased that Lionel Messi has stated that he intends to join Inter Miami in Major League Soccer this summer. What a sentence that is. Although work remains to finalize a formal agreement, we look forward to welcoming one of the greatest soccer players of all time to our league, the World Cup winner. The everything winner is coming to Major League Soccer here. In his words, his declaration that he's coming to Miami.
No, tomé la decisión de que voy a ir a Miami. Todavía no tengo cerrado 100%, nos falta algunas cosas, pero bueno, decidimos continuar el camino ahí.
Continuing El Camino in Miami, and this is what it looked like before. Plenty of news reports. Really? Is he going to come here? Is he going to come to Major League Soccer and Miami? So many rumors, so many reports out there, but in the end, Miami was kind of sleeping in the background, waiting to strike, and eventually this week, when Lionel Messi deciding that he was on his way to Major League Soccer, announcing and telling Sport that he is coming. What a story. What incredible scenes are coming to our country this summer.
And amazing, just an amazing player, arguably the best to ever play the game. And, you know, there were some skeptics. You and I weren't two of those.
Yes.
We weren't them. And it's just phenomenal, not only for the game, but for Major League Soccer as well.
Won the World Cup with Argentina back in December. Is likely on his way to winning an 8th Ballon d'Or. You see the 7 there, already the most in history. But when you win the World Cup and you're such a hero in that effort, he is on his way to winning an 8th, over 800 career goals. And might he score a few more in Major League Soccer? He can't score any tonight for Inter Miami. They'll need to if they're going to get anything from this, as they trail 2-0 against New England Revolution at the break. Heel and Pulse of the goal scorers. The second half is next. Not far from kickoff of the second 45 minutes at Gillette Stadium. New England Revolution 2-0 up over Inter Miami, who did lose Corentin Jean to injury in that first half. It's now time for the supporter cam, brought to you by Hotels.com. Find your perfect somewhere on the Hotels.com app, and those fans have gotten to celebrate 2 goals tonight, Lori.
Yeah, they certainly have, and now it's Welcome to the Jungle is happening, and they're into it, so are we. This is probably one of the only songs that I know that's been played over the loudspeaker. You seem to know all of them.
And they're enjoying themselves tonight, celebrating a couple of goals, the first coming from a penalty from Carlos Gil, the other from a corner from Matt Polster, as George Petrovic hoping to keep another clean sheet tonight. He might figure in the MLS All-Star game coming up this summer. Audi Field in DC. Voting is now open. Go to MLSsoccer.com to cast your vote. I honestly think both keepers on the pitch tonight might get some All-Star votes, Petrovic and Calendar.
Yeah, and they certainly deserve it. Calendar having to kind of lock things down defensively as Miami's working their way through some struggles in league play, and then the same with Petrovic, has been the stabilizer in terms of them defensively over the last few games when they've struggled to concede goals.
And Carlos Gil, I imagine, will prominently feature as well. Now up to 6 goals and 6 assists on the season. Miami look like they have made a halftime change as Rodolfo Pizarro has come on. He's coming back from injury. As we're underway with the second 45 minutes, New England comfortably 2-0 ahead as we get started here in the second half. And it looks like it's Benjamin Cremaschi who will make way. The introduction of Pizarro, the designated player who joined on the eve of their first season back in 2020 from Monterrey. Still the record transfer for Miami, but going on loan last year back to Rayados de Monterrey and serving out the final year of his contract here in Miami. Starting to make the big impact that Miami were hoping for upon his signing, but trying to help lead the turnaround tonight. Made his return from injury on Wednesday night in the Open Cup against Birmingham. Now the 45-minute run out here as the challenge from behind from Krivtsov does result in the free kick to the Revolution. Talked about supporters coming out of the break. We are told over 36,000 in attendance tonight. 36,235, the official confirmed attendance here at Gillette Stadium. McVeigh, the header. Taken down here by Polster as a free kick given. Blessing splayed out on the turf. There's that battle there with Stefanelli, who hip checked him that little bit. Allen's header. Jones and Frey. Farrell will deal with that immediate danger. Free kick given to Inter Miami for the challenge of Martinez, and be curious what the conversation would have been at halftime with Joseph Martinez, who was very demonstrative in that first half. On the service that didn't come his way.
And they got out Miami, first one out on the field, ready to go, lined up. And so you have to imagine the conversation from Javier Morales is, let's start this second half the way that we started the game. They had some good opportunities, good game plan in terms of locking themselves down defensively, making it difficult for New England to be able to generate any sort of attack. And then we're able to cut off some balls early on and look to find Martinez in the central areas. Now with Pizarro, we're going to see an offside on that far side, but now with Pizarro, a bit more experience in the midfield. Can he get on the ball, help link up with Martinez, and allow for more players to join in the attack? As we saw late in that first half as well, Chris, some good bouts of possession from Miami, so they have the ability to keep the ball and create some opportunities going forward.
Latif Blessing continues his run in the side after he's able to get his family over to the United States. Without them for so long back in Ghana, where he is from, and part of the sales pitch to get Latif here to New England was the promise of getting his family over. Missing a couple of weeks of action for that reason. Playing in that midfield with Polster and bringing a lot of that energy. As Yedlin carries forward into the space, on for Pizarro, but Makoun in the way, and Makoun clearing right into the face of his former teammate. Pizarro staying down. Flush.
Yeah, and that's from close distance as well. And not enough time for Pizarro to react. But you can see the desire from Miami to have an increased tempo, go quickly. Yedlin, one driving through the central area to try to find Pizarro in that play.
The neutral concussion expert has come out. We'll put Pizarro through the protocol just to make sure. Miami will play temporarily down to 10. Pizarro all the way towards the technical area. Try and limit the amount of time that he is off, and Miami are a man down. He's coming on as that halftime sub. His 9th appearance of the year, was a regular start of the year. Just about a month with injury. Loose one there towards Ferro. Joseph just couldn't get onto it in time. Martinez, we saw his frustration. This is, of course, a former league MVP. Back in 2018 with Atlanta, hit for 31 goals that season, and a further 4 in the postseason. As he bends it in behind, Wood starting his run from an onside position. Wood is in the penalty area, 1 for 3! And he continues his fantastic form in 2023. Already more goals with New England than he had with Real Salt Lake, his previous club. 6th on the year, and New England are cruising at 3-0 up.
Oh, what a dagger this goal is, just against a run of play. Great ball from Heel, just down the central parks. You see the 2 runners of Wood and Bo making the same run, but in the end, Wood just cutting across, gets a little bit of space for himself and just fires that to the near post to make it 3. And really put this game out of reach for New England at home. Great ball from Heel, great runs from Bo and Wood. We talked about their partnership coming into this game. The understanding between the 2 of them, and then Wood finishing it off in the end.
And after a brief check just to confirm that Wood was onside, back in play in Miami now with a real mountain to climb. Imagines over the last 40 minutes could find more spaces to pick Miami off. There they were playing a man down into Miami. Pizarro leaving it there with Taylor. Carries forward. Back heels off of Blessing, out for the throw. Miami is right now prioritizing the cup. Fielded a very strong team against Birmingham. Into the semifinal. Yet they'll play the side top of the Supporter Shield standing, Cincinnati, in the next round. A couple teams, though, actually a trio of teams that are not having brilliant league campaigns. They're into the cup semifinals in Houston and Salt Lake and Miami. Cincinnati able to fight on multiple fronts. Here's Ferro. Polster in behind for Bobby Wood. As mentioned when he scored, is right now proving to be the answer in that forward line for New England. See how he timed his run. Both Bo and Wood were onside.
Yeah, just look at the ball from Heel. We talk about his ability to float. the freedom to be able to roam, find the game. He just drops a little bit deeper. No one picks him up, and then he has the ability to play that ball in behind. And really good partnership.
Boateng in towards Bo, couldn't control. Offside flag is up.
It's a really good partnership so far throughout this game between Bo and Wood, and the understanding of where one's going to be. And Bo will initially drop a little bit deeper, and that allows for the space to open up beyond for Wood. And there's the last offside. It's a bit too eager to get beyond it, and a good line from Miami to keep themselves connected.
And Miami will now go to 2 up top with the introduction of Leonardo Campana. A little bit of a shift in the midfield as it's Ian Frey who will come off. So a central midfielder off. It does look like Pizarro will join in with David Ruiz. Now getting forward here, trying to play in behind in towards Noah Allen at full stretch, and Jones just clearing for the throw.
And we've talked, Chris, a lot about the partnership for New England up top between Bo and Wood, and I'll be curious about what this looks like with Martinez and Campana. You and I were even speaking before this game on how difficult it can be for Martinez just leading the line, being the lone striker up top, and not really being able to get in behind physically. So now with Campana, can they join? Can they link? Can they pull out at least 2 of those center backs for New England to allow for more space to open up?
Stefanelli for Campana. Tries to take on the volley there. Half-hearted shouts for handball before that. Allen, he'll go for goal. On his weaker right. Never going to beat Petrovic from that sort of range.
And if anything, this is what the 2 front for Miami is going to bring. It's just isolating the center backs and allow for Noah Allen more space out wide.
But what it might also create is more space for New England to attack. Bo onto his right. Yedlin with the block in. Bo, the Argentine, winning off of Stefanelli, the Argentine. Bo clipping it into the area. Not sure if it was a curler or a cross in towards Wood, but either way, it's a catch for Callender. Not have wanted to give up 3 before heading off with the U.S. Campana interchanging there with Joseph. I mean, really from the start of preseason, wanted those 2 to combine and be part of a strike tandem. We haven't really gotten to see it as Campana now humps it on here for Joseph. The cutback is towards the edge of the area, but Campana had made the charging run in, and nobody there to profit off the backside of it.
But that's better for Miami, and the right ball back from Martinez with the numbers that were in the 6-yard box. Just no trailing runner. Better combination in the presence of Campana already, forcing New England to have to be aware of his movement in and around the box, and it starts to free up Martinez a bit more, and even Allen that we talked about joining in on that far side.
This is the final of 14 matches in 49 days for Inter Miami. Running the cup. Weeks off in the midst of this busy period. They are off next Saturday. As a few teams are during the international break. Still a little bit of a Saturday program. Next weekend here on MLS Season Pass. Campana. And Taylor swings into the penalty area. Way there from Romney. Stefanelli poking it here for Rodolfo Pizarro. And Martinez trying to play it in towards Stefanelli, but couldn't quite get it towards him. Jones' long ball goes out for the throw. New England, not one of those teams that are off next weekend. Bruce Arena, well, at least they'll have a week of training, which he got to have this week with his side, before they entertain Orlando.
And this will be the challenge for New England throughout this second half, is can they find those moments to be aggressive, continue to look for more goals, but also just being defensively stable, not conceding a goal, building off of that 0-0 game against NYCFC last weekend. It's keeping a clean sheet, getting back to the ways of being difficult to break down.
That was the goal. This New England team. Campana again from distance. snatching at it there. Sails over.
And New England will take that. They'll allow for Campana to drop a little bit deeper, allow him for those moments outside the box. Doesn't even come close to hitting the target.
New England giving away 3 in 3 consecutive matches to Philadelphia, to Chicago, and to Atlanta. In those latter 2 draws, as England scored a few themselves. Some really entertaining games, but kind of games that Serena would want to see his team play too often. Actually say after the Atlanta game that they did not deserve the point in that game. The manager can be blunt.
I think this week, though, he said, we'll take the point. We'll get a point away from home at Atlanta. We'll get a point away from home at NYCFC, and we'll take it.
Allen. I guess with distance, you can appreciate the outcome more than the performance. Yedlin. Miami push on. Taylor. Low cutback with Makoun in the way. Free allowing play on there as Blessing looked like he was clipped there by Campana, but another crossing chance for Taylor. Edge of the area, Pizarro taking it down well, but just getting underneath that volleyed attempt.
Well, Pizarro does take this well because this ball is just rifled in from Taylor to find him on top of the box. Takes it well and then is looking for that top corner. And much like Campana a second ago, just can't keep it down, doesn't even come close to hitting the frame. And with the amount of possession that they're starting to have and work their way a bit more into this game in terms of keeping possession, keeping the ball moving side to side, they'll want to do better with these opportunities in and around the box.
Fans, don't forget, you can see Inter Miami back in action in 2 weeks' time against Philadelphia Union. Another tough one away from home at 7:30 p.m. on MLS Season Pass and Apple TV as Bo tries to clip it in towards Bobby Wood. Stefanelli's header towards Makoun. Came off Campana last and out for the throw. Not pleased with the decision there from the assistant. Miami on the wrong end of this 3-0 scoreline after a little more than an hour. Miami with the rest disadvantage, but New England have been clinical. Carlos Gil talked earlier about the All-Star voting, has very much staked his claim here tonight. Did get credit in the end for an assist on Bobby Wood's third, so a goal and 2 assists tonight. Sounds like a hockey scoreline. Carlos Gil. Boateng, rather Blessing. And Polster. New England still with key contributors to come back into the team, awaiting the arrival once more of Brandon Bai. Already at right back, Henry Kessler out for a couple months. His heel just pulled to the turf there by Rodolfo Pizarro.
Well, New England will be happy just moving the ball side to side around the back, then allowing for Gil to get involved.
Bo with an opportunity. On for Gil. Cut it on to his preferred left. Back for Gustavo Bo. Jones trying to get a deflection on it. Could fall for Blessing, who somehow skies his attempt. It did take a deflection on its way through. It will be a corner.
Well, I thought it was initially a save from Callender in the end on Blessing. But it's a quick, they find a space out wide for Carlos Gil. And you see the numbers defensively from Miami do a good job initially. Esposa doesn't take it well, but they fail to clear it, and it lands right to Blessing. Does look like Callender gets a big paw on it to send it over the top. What a save that is.
That is a spectacular save. Drake Callender, sensational there. It's good for one absolute stunner a game. And Calendar now coming out, getting hands to it. Good fall there from Makoun, who falls over, and the referee is going to give a free kick. Frustration from the Miami players that advantage wasn't awarded as it looked like a promising break. Well, for a moment, he's going to give a penalty there for the challenge of Makoun, but there's a free kick Miami's way.
Yeah, there's the foul on Makoun, but what another save that is for Calendar, coming up big off the initial corner kick from New England, right off the back of that save from Blessing.
And now changes coming here for New England Revolution. Bayraktarovic coming on for Gustavo Bo. This night ends after 64 minutes, and Bobby Wood, the goal scorer, comes off for Giacomo Vrioni. Italian DP. It's meant to provide big impact in for Adam Buxa. He's had 3 goals to his name, but it's not been what New England would have hoped for. They are still getting some production from center forward, particularly from Wood. Vrioni still trying to find his way here in Major League Soccer.
Well, good night for Bo and Wood in that partnership. Created a lot of problems with their movement. In particular, Bo getting some important minutes, building himself back into full fitness.
Pizarro slow to get up there on that challenge as Boateng hits the early ball over the head there of Vrioni and away from Noah Allen. Pizarro felt like he was fouled. Slowly gets back into position as the corner taken short. Turning on it there and losing out is Bayraktarovic. In possession now with Ruiz. Get over that save from Drake Calendar. That was incredible. 7 yards out, Blessing thumped it. Calendar getting a hand to it is.
Yeah, did such a good job of just standing his ground, making himself big even from that close range.
Stefanelli going towards Campana, but it was Andrew Farrell in the way. Now Bayraktarovic trying to lead a break for New England. They fancy more from this one. Get the beating of McVeigh.
And we'll see.
Be back on it.
Yeah, and Chris, we'll see what this looks like in terms of Bayraktarovic coming on. We know that Vrioni is going to be that main striker, the number 9 up top. But does that push Heel on a little bit further up, or does Bayraktarovic just kind of float around and look to link up with Heel as well underneath Vrioni?
Bayraktarovic, another promising homegrown coming through this New England club. Always been known for bringing through young players, but are starting to in recent times. Noah Buck, probably the best of the lot, currently out with an injury. Joseph cleared out there by Blessing, and he's going to receive the first yellow card dished out to a New England player on the night. Martinez winning the sympathies of the Ukrainian referee. McVeigh and Frey with their names taken in the first half. Martinez with a nice ball there from Stefanelli. Now Yedlin getting forward. Yedlin into crossing position. Decent one to the near post, but nobody making that run. Away from Romney. Good come here for Joseph Martinez. Taylor. Getting turned. Now getting to the byline. His cutback is flicked on there by Pizarro, but nobody there. Heel trying to emerge with it. Going direct in behind, in towards Vrioni. Calendar coming off his line. And booting it, and somehow keeping it in play there with Ruiz, who turns well ahead of Heel to keep a bit of possession for Miami.
That was a delicate touch from Calendar. Well read off that final ball from Carlos Heel. And typically you see those ones just nailed into the crowd as well to keep it in and keep possession for his side.
Stefanelli and Campana. Noah Allen now only having attacks in these sorts of positions, but unable to find the cross or the pass. An issue that's plagued them for some time. Krivtsov stepping forward and having a hit. Very much a center back strike.
You sound like you know from experience.
That is my position on a Wednesday night. Javier Morales still trying to be encouraging to his charges. Carlos Gil has put them to the sword tonight. Joseph returning for Campana. Two strikers enjoying a little bit of combination play. Taylor. On for Noah Allen into a good pocket of space. The pullback towards Campana will come for Pizarro. Trying to hit on the volley. The blessing in the way. Farrell carrying it through. He's emerged. He's made the run forward. Farrell running in behind. Look at the big fella go. Challenge from behind there from Ruiz, and it's going to be a yellow card shown to David Ruiz, who felt like he got enough of the ball. But Farrell going over. And DeAndre Yedlin is going to get one as well for dissent. So a couple of Miami players having their names taken. There's the challenge in there from Ruiz. Farrell is slow to get up there. Yedlin continuing to have words with the referee Boyko, and then gets a yellow of his own. 4 Miami players with yellow cards in this one, as Latif Blessing, the latest player to come off. England making a substitution here. Looks like it will be another homegrown player, Jack Panayotou, who will enter. So Bruce Arena closing this game with youth. Panayotou came in match against Philadelphia when Carlos Gil came off with a first half injury. Role to be thrust in. Terovich and Buck very much carrying the flag for the New England Academy at the moment. Just as Frey and Ruiz and Kremaski, Allen are doing so for Miami. Campana. Turning down the run of Taylor, crossing towards Joseph, goes for the acrobatics. And it looked like it was going to be a special one, but he just didn't catch it.
Well, they're starting to find some space out wide. Miami, and well done from Pizarro just to pick out Martinez, who's just wide open. Too easy for the Venezuelan to be able to be unmarked in the box. Goes for the acrobatics, as you said, spot on, Chris, and just gets it all wrong. Doesn't make good contact. I feel like in a lot of ways it does sum up Miami's night. Haven't been able to really simplify the game, connect with the final pass, and really put New England under pressure inside the box.
Martinez trying to get inside of Polster there. Gil's attempt to play in behind, recovered here by Krivtsov. Starting to be the experienced central defender for this side, joining from Shakhtar Donetsk, the Ukrainian top flight. Change of scenery. Moved to Poland after the Ukrainian invasion, where the Ukrainian teams are taking up their football. Campana plays it wide to Allen. Beyond Dewan Jones, the cross come all the way through to DeAndre Yedlin. Off of Boateng, but was not able to keep it in play before the corner awarded.
And better pressure from Miami. Getting numbers forward, Yedlin getting more into the attack. Creates this corner kick in the end from his pressure.
Taylor swings in. Makun away. As far as Allen. Campana getting the cross in and stung in well, but McVeigh couldn't get to it at the near post. And claimed by Petrovic, who will want to keep his clean sheet for a further 16 minutes. Looking for a clean sheet in back-to-back weeks, although put under a bit more pressure last week, is able to keep that one in play was Baraktarevic. My CFC able to fully get the win in that one. Petrovic having to brew some really good saves. It's Krivtsov. Boateng. Pizarro. To help it on there for Taylor. He again into this sort of position in this final third. Dinked it towards Taylor. Shouts for hands there against Dave Romney, but like it didn't come off his arm in the end. Pizarro in front of Boateng. Stefanelli in towards Campana. It's a decent ball, but just a bit too much pace on it. And Petrovic can claim. And don't forget, coming up this July the 21st, Leagues Cup begins. Leagues Cup 2023 kicks off. Learn more and get tickets at leaguescup.com. As for breaking up a counter-attack, we'll see another yellow, this time to Noah Allen. Players getting bookings from this referee. He's handed out 5. Not yet a second to any one player. New England in the Leagues Cup group with Atlético San Luis and New York Red Bulls. Plenty of great games to come in that tournament. Entirety of Liga MX on their way to the U.S. So much fan support for the Mexican sides, and I imagine they will travel pretty well. Some tasty matchups on offer. Miami in the group with Cruz Azul and Atlanta United. Stefanelli. Want to get beyond Jones, but couldn't get beyond Esmir Bayraktarevic. Did train in the offseason with AZ Alkmaar, one of the top flight sides in the Netherlands. Helped grow his game. Taylor. Came on as a sub for Corentin Jean. He took a nasty injury. Planted his foot, his turf, and it went. That first half. I hope all goes well with his recovery. Stefanelli and Pizarro. More about Miami's play in this area of the pitch, but a little bit further forward. Martinez letting it run. Campana laying off for Pizarro. Again, unsure of where the next option was. Yedlin in for Taylor. Just lets it run out for the goal kick.
Yeah, and good patience defensively from New England, not to step in, not to bite, get 1-2'd, and just allowing for Miami to have a bit more possession, but not really do anything with it. I do think there's times, though, for New England now to get a hold of the ball, keep possession, see this game out with them being in control of the ball, especially with the young players that they brought in. Can they show their class and their ability on the ball and keep it moving and not have to defend these last 15 minutes?
New England winning it back quickly from a Miami free kick, and now Heel trying to get it behind. Yedlin always the pace to recover. This might be a position in which Heel is more dangerous. On for Boateng. Clips into the air. Bayraktarovic sending it over. Was nearly a third assist on the night for Heel.
And he almost
just over.
Yeah, Chris, and he almost just tries to do too much. Bayraktarovic on it, and it's Carlos Heel that's getting beyond, stretching the game, allows for Boateng to join in, and you can see that Yedlin at this point in time doesn't want anything to do with it. Allows for Boateng to play that ball through, and just too early in the attempt from Bayraktarovic. Just gets underneath it and sends it directly over the ball. Knows he has to do better with the opportunity after he got himself in a good position off that ball from Boateng.
Seemingly from nothing, New England can create a good chance. Miami have not had such luck tonight. Pizarro on for Stefanelli, who fancies a hit from long range, and a low-driven effort, but never troubling Petrovic.
And they're still looking for moments. They're still trying to work their way through and find little moments to exploit the back line of New England. Just shots go wanting, the attempts go wanting, and it's been that final product that has certainly let Miami down tonight.
Supporters in full voice. Rain has very much died down here. New England looking on their way to a comfortable home win. Will be their first in their last 6 in the league. Taylor, if he can play forward. Instead turns and plays back here. McVeigh and Ruiz and Allen. Back to David Ruiz. Who come through fast-tracked from the academy. Need in midfield has grown even greater with the absence of Dixon Arroyo. Bedorian was signed to help provide cover, but picked up an injury in his own right. And now the break looks on. Panayotou and Taylor having to win it off a pair and play back to his goalkeeper. Fans, don't forget you can catch up on all the night's action on MLS Wrap-Up live immediately after tonight's matches here on MLS Season Pass. Of course, all the other games going on right now. Goals as they're flying in on MLS 360. One of the surprise results of the evening is in Montreal. CF Montreal lead by 4-0 at home against Minnesota United. Mason Toy with a brace, Broquiar and Camacho the score sheet as well. Good game in Charlotte. Charlotte 2, Seattle 3. Raul Ruiz-Diaz with a brace there as Yedlin flicking on there up towards Campana. Farrell going for the bicycle kick clearance, and he's given away a penalty. From nothing. A little bit of a lifeline here for Inter Miami. They'll have a chance from the spot. Farrell in trying to clear it, hitting Campana.
Yeah, and after all the work that they've done defensively, New England, to keep the game in front of them, deny Miami clear chances, just unnecessary from Farrell. Just needs to keep his feet moving. Just get back, win the ball with his head. Instead, tries to go for almost a bicycle kick in his own 18-yard box and draws a foul, earns a yellow card, and gives up the penalty kick late in this game in just such an unnecessary way.
And it will be Joseph Martinez to take. Leo Campana had a penalty saved against New York Red Bulls. So it is Joseph who will step up to the spot here. Needless penalty given away there by Andrew Farrell. Now some consolation could be on here for Inter Miami. It's Martinez against Petrovic, who saved 5 MLS penalties. Here's Martinez, and sending Petrovic the wrong way. And Joseph Martinez has given Inter Miami a way back into this one. They're at least on the board. A clean sheet gone for New England, as it's New England 3, Miami 1.
A lot of frustration for Joseph Martinez throughout this game. Not getting on the end of the opportunities, the service that he's wanted. But he makes no mistake about this. Penalty kick, just steps up, a little stutter step, and then sends Petrovic the wrong way to at least get a goal away from home. And unnecessarily from Farrell in New England defensively after such a good performance, keeping the game in front of them. And Martinez does so well just to tuck that one away and make this 3-1 away from home.
His 20th penalty converted in Major League Soccer from just 2 missed. Miami on the board here. Rodolfo Pizarro waving the players on to keep going. It's Edison Ascona who will enter now in for Noah Allen. So another academy product on in Ascona, who returns from the FIFA Under-20 World Cup with the Dominican Republic. Ascona scoring the first ever goal for the Dominican Republic at a FIFA competition. Surprising all of CONCACAF by not only qualifying for the Under-20 World Cup, but the Olympics as well. Morales throwing on another attacker so they can get one these next 5 minutes, maybe, and make this interesting into second half stoppage time. Stefanelli.
Well, it goes back to my point earlier, Chris, about New England just getting a hold of the ball, sort of lost their way once they made the substitutions for Wood and Bow. Haven't been able to hold the ball up top.
Well flicked on there by Campana. Pizarro didn't play the right angle in towards Joseph Martinez, who is pointing into the space that he wanted it to. Miami go again. Robert Taylor fencing a hit and forcing Petrovic to a strong save. Miami pushing.
Well, that penalty kick has certainly given Miami some life. It's the wrong pass from Campana. Gets behind Martinez. He wanted it in front of him. A little slip ball through. And not a bad opportunity once they regain possession from Taylor.
It's not the right ball there from Pizarro. Stefanelli. Drifting through that middle. McVeigh. Something a bit interesting here in the final stages. Ascona getting beyond Bayraktarovic. Sweet little turn of pace. Little skill. Young 19-year-old. Yedlin. Great lines there. Ruiz flinging himself at it. Swept there by Bayraktarovic. Bay for Krivtsov. Krivtsov, who spots the run of Taylor, will get to him. More control here ahead of Makun. Robert Taylor. Campana. It's it back from Robert Taylor. He had opened up on that right side, but just want to put a hit and hope cross in. Miami cycling possession. Krivtsov. And Ascona. Keeping it. Pizarro dicked in towards Pizarro. Campana, who couldn't get something on it. And Romney does concede the corner. Chance here from a set piece for Miami.
Well worked from Romney to stay with the runner. And there's that last opportunity. Pizarro playing it in behind, wanted it in front. Martinez. It's a little slip ball through, and you get it all wrong with the connection.
Now Pizarro and Stefanelli through the area, and Petrovic have initial control of it, but does hang on. And he would have wanted more with Stefanelli in that promising position. Frioni just trying to go into McVeigh. The two of them tumble to the ground. Both of them wanting a free kick, but referee fine to let play on. Frioni using his significant size just to put himself about. Ascona. Stopping short there of Jones. And Pizarro. And Ruiz. Challenge in there from Frioni, and it's judged to be clean. Panayotu stepping forward, challenge from behind there by Ruiz. And the referee is fine to let play continue. If he got that wrong, it would have been a red card for a second yellow. As it is, we go on. Ascona. Yedlin. And Robert Taylor. Changing there with Stefanelli. Into the penalty area here, Ascona, away from Romney. And Frioni again, physically putting himself about. Again wanting a free kick, but it's in the possession of Inter Miami. Ascona chipped it towards Stefanelli, but he hadn't fully started his run. The referee give a goal kick.
And it does look like Ruiz does get the ball. It's a little toe on it. Throw off the balance. Right, no call in the end. But these are the moments for New England now, just to slow things down. Miami having more of the momentum, getting numbers forward. Frioni just left to his own devices up top. Singled out, 3 players around him. Difficult for him to keep possession for this New England team. Need to get a hold of it and deny Miami the ability to be able to continue to attack it and just get numbers forward.
Yedlin. Campana trying to run him behind, but the offside flag was up anyway. As confirmation of a minimum of 5 minutes to be added at the end of this second half. Perhaps not enough time for Miami to fully get back into this one. Javier Morales will be pleased with the response of his team. We've given up at 3-0 down. We've gotten worse, but it's to build on over the course of these next 2 weeks. Of course, Miami will not have full training sessions, losing some players to international, including Joseph Martinez as Pizarro caught there by Panayotu.
The right move from Javier Morales to go with 2 strikers, have a strike partner up top with Martinez, Campana coming in, and it has put New England under more pressure, and it's something they should continue to look for going forward. Having more numbers around Martinez to be able to link up with and create opportunities. Generated a lot more of the possession and the attack in the second 45. It's too big of a hole to work themselves out of.
Both teams will lose players to international duty over the next 2 weeks. Miami without a league game. New England with one. Makun off with Venezuela. Petrovic off with Serbia. It's a big miss, so all likelihood will be turn for Earl Edwards Jr. to get a start. Switch out to Edison Ascona. Controls there ahead of Jones. For Miami, 4 players off. Drake Callender, Joseph Martinez, Leo Campana, Schneider Borsch, and actually a 5th in Robert Taylor. Here is Taylor. Getting beyond Makun. Tricky feet, but didn't have enough real estate to fully execute that skill move on the pylon, and trickles away. This Miami's comeback effort will probably come up short here. It's been one of the biggest weeks in the history of the club, as we've talked about plenty. Lionel Messi declaring his intention. The next step of his footballing journey be in Miami. Barcelona, Paris, Miami. Miami will want to get him in the squad sooner rather than later. See who might join him when the transfer window opens. This McVeigh goes down. Free kick in a decent area. Very much on top of mind for Miami supporters and even some in the crowd here tonight. See some Messi jerseys in the stands.
Everyone's excited.
Yes, indeed. Fans that will see Miami on their run-in. They treated to crazy scenes at Red Bull Arena at BMO Stadium in LA as Taylor will swing in. Certainly a drive pink where they will hope a push of Lionel Messi into the side, get them up towards playoff places. Get some results before then, though. Few league matches before that Leagues Cup break.
Yeah, they certainly want to bounce back quickly from this result tonight. Not much going their way, and started off the game well. Had some opportunities, good game plan defensively, and giving up the penalty kick. And then Jean going down, and then moments later after that substitution, conceding on a corner kick.
Frioni comes forward, and he has Carlos Gil in acres of space, but overhits the ball, right pace on it, and he was in on goal. Is there one last one in it for New England? Claimed there by Callender. And Miami will try and push for a late second. Stefanelli and Taylor. Cross comes in towards Joseph, who snapped his head towards it. Ready to emerge, but that's the last chance on the night. New England Revolution taking all 3 points for the first time in 6 matches. They've gone winless in 5, but it's a win tonight. Gil with a goal and 2 assists as New England have beat Inter Miami by 3-1.
Well, that was the goal for New England, coming in here and making sure they get 3 points, taking 9 out of the next 3, off to a good start, and got 2 important goals early on, and then 1 early on in the second half to really put this game out of reach. I think the biggest thing for New England, if you look at this game as a whole, how can they not concede goals late and have to defend and get numbers behind the ball for significant minutes late in the game? But outside of that, really good performance all around from New England, and an important win to start this 3-game stretch at home.
And Carlos Gil converting the penalty to get the scoring started here tonight for New England after Polster won the penalty. He then turning provider for Polster and for Wood as New England have beaten Inter Miami by 3-1. We'll show you highlights and we'll take you around MLS. Coming up next in our post-match show.